So there's a war on African farmers, a war on African food security and sovereignty that is happening right now across the continent, and we need to talk about it. I just finished watching a documentary about how in Cameroon, the onion farmers there have been completely pushed out of the marketplace because the government has decided to import onions from the Netherlands and other EU countries. If you know anything about African food, you know that onions are a base. They are a staple. Onions also have many other medicinal uses. And so these Cameroonian farmers have found themselves in a position where they cannot grow their onions and sell them in the marketplace because these other onions from the EU are much cheaper. In a place like Eastern Congo, the millions of people who've been displaced there, many of them were farmers who have been forcibly removed from their villages so that multinational companies can grab the resources underneath this land. In Kenya, the government has decided that formerly freehold land, farmers who formerly outrightly owned their land now must be subject to mountains of bureaucracy, now must be subject to the state leasing out this land. Seeds are now being patented by companies like Cargill, by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Poisonous fertilizer is being sold to farmers, and so it is a big mess. In Sudan, the UAE is grabbing up land in the name of carbon credits. This is happening throughout the continent. And today, on African Liberation Day, where we're celebrating 61 years since the Organization of African Unity was formed, now the AU, we have to wonder, where is this entity? What is it doing? When a transformational leader like Ibrahim Traore says that agriculture, we have to think about our food first because he who feeds you controls you. Africa is home to 60% of arable land, 60% of farmland, the rivers and lakes in this place. There is no way, there is no reason why there should be any type of famine on this continent. And it is something we have to reflect on and we have to think about and we have to keep talking about. Farmers are suffering in Africa.
Do you know it's illegal now for me to share my organic seeds with my neighbor? Yes, it's illegal by law. They even created now a law to give the international organizations rights through patenting of their seeds. Patenting of their seeds. Foreigners to patent their seeds here. And those are the seeds you must use, and you're not supposed to use any other seeds. And that's why there's that discussion of fake seeds, fake what. Today, organic seeds, Lynn, are called fake seeds because they are forcing us to go into the new world order agenda of what we call genetically modified seeds, GMO seeds. GMO seeds are lab-created seeds. They produce food, but with it comes so many factors that raise eyebrows. Number one, Lynn, if you plant GMO seeds, for example, maize or tomatoes, you cannot replant the seeds once you harvest. So what does that tell you? You have to go back to that guy who's patented these seeds and buy from him. You and I, probably, even if it's not our parents, your grandparents, have that small farm in Ushago where you're harvesting maize, and if they harvest 100 bags, they will keep 1 bag to replant in the next season. So with GMO seeds, you cannot do that. So that means they can decide whether they can sell it to you or not sell it to you. So it's about control. Number two, once you plant GMO seeds on your piece of land, on the next season, you cannot plant organic seeds. They will not, it cannot grow, or the produce cannot be up to terms with what you used to, because it affects the soil structure and composition. The other thing people don't know about GMO seeds, GMO proper farming is very expensive. If you go on the internet and just research the price of a kilo of tomato, GMO, a kilo of proper tomato seeds, a kilo of proper tomato seeds, GMO seeds, the cheapest will go to about 10 million shillings. The best quality can go up to about 50, 60, 70 million shillings. And that comes the question, does the normal farmer in Kenya or the small scale farmers have the capacity to invest 10 million in seeds. The output of production is high. If you invest 10 million, you can sell them to up to 20, 30 million. But the capacity, how many farmers do you know have a capacity to put 10 million on seeds? There are very few. So under the New World Order agenda, their main target is to control food and farming land. Because they knew we control the food, we control the masses. And not just about what you eat, but they want to take over the entire agriculture. It states clearly that the entire agricultural land and food production must be transferred from individuals or small-scale farmers to corporations.